Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we've just finished the succession for this gentleman. He's not particularly young, so there's that for sure. But we kind of need to let our levies regenerate a little bit. We can go to war, but it should probably not be anything particularly big. That said, are there any particularly big enemies remaining? I mean, the Byzantines are wildly inferior to us. The only things that are a threat to us at this point is pretty much internal. And that's fair enough. I mean, that's going to be a thing for a while. We are above our vassal limit, and we should probably think about dealing with that. There's this down over here. What do we got for duchies over here? Okay, so this duchy should definitely be formed. So let's pop in over here, and we'll grab this duchy, create that title. That de jure goes to this gentleman here. And we should definitely do that. 2 vassals go with, so that is wonderful. Now, we don't have access to this kingdom just yet. I want to check truce levels here. Now, they are currently defending against, I believe, yeah, this is our vassal here that they're defending against. And they're losing that. This is on just a Thekana. And what Thekana is that? This one? This Thekana here. Okay, sure, that's not going to be a huge deal, but that's nice, I suppose. We are actually able to invade these people, and we may want to. Yeah, there's that claim there. That's already underway. There's this claim down over here, just on Kongu. And then duchy-wise, they don't have that many left. I mean, there are these duchies here. This one's already being taken care of. This one's just a single county. This one's just a single county. Just a single county. Just a single county. 2 counties. I'm kind of wishing this was Europa right now. I'll be honest. This war cleanup here would be so much easier in Europa. You just declare on this and then just take everything in the peace deal. But that's not the way that Crusader Kings works, and we're just going to go ahead and declare this. Honestly, all we should need for this would be our men-at-arms. We shouldn't need anything else. These guys are currently retreating over here. We're going to raise up over here. It's maybe slightly greedy, but we should be fine. It's going to take time for our men-at-arms to get here. That's okay. We're not too concerned about that. Now, this gentleman here. We would override that. Plus 36. We're already at 36. So if we were to revoke this title, that would be an act of tyranny. Imprisoning him, we would net essentially double tyranny. And our tyranny is already fairly high. We did just gain a level of fame. Oh, right! We were working on working up our levels of fame. That was a thing we were doing. We need to continue that. I actually completely forgot. But we can create 1,000,000 duchies. And maybe I should have done this off camera now that I think about it, but we'll just go ahead and do this. What we're mostly interested in is getting up to the top rank of prestige. So that's going to help offset our tyranny. That'll be great. And this is just going to be a bunch of duchies that need to be created. Grant that out to this person here. Do you need to convert? No, you don't. Beautiful. Okay. Novgorod. We'll create that one. And that will, of course, go de jure to this Khan. And he's going to actually be pretty happy about getting that. That's good. We could use some opinion with him. He'll remain our vassal. And now he's up to plus 32. Fantastic. He'll figure out what to do with that. We'll create this duchy over here, and that goes to this Khan. Once again, we're very pleased about that. That improves his opinion of us dramatically. And we can just create duchies from here. So we're going to create Shia. And that de jure goes to this Khanum. There you go. Netting us a lot of opinion here. The Duchy of Akara de Sarna will go to this count, actually. There we go. And he is Tengri, so that sounds good. Halich. We'll create that one. And we will grant that over to, oh, King of Galicia, Volhynia. Well, that's rude. He's not part of our realm. Very rude indeed. We're going to grant it to this duke. Okay. Next up. That goes here. Excellent. How close are we? We're getting there. 300 more prestige. That goes to Jur here, which is part of our realm. Great. Okay, is he the correct religion? Yes, he is. Sounds good. Duchy of Frisia. So that will, of course, go to this guy. He's currently a duke, but that's okay. He's not our vassal, so we kind of don't care about him. But he is the correct religion. Duchy of Upper Lorraine. We'll create that one. And that goes here to this countess. Excellent. Sleipzig. And that goes to this count. He is very young indeed, but that's okay. Estonia. And some of these may get destroyed. That's okay. We don't care if they destroy them. But right now, our primary goal is to just work up towards a living legend. And there's a long way to go on a living legend, to be sure. That will go to this gentleman, Duchy of Kasi. Excellent. Duchy of Ajmer. We're probably going to run out of gold, actually, before we get to living legend. But that's okay. We have made it up to Exalted Among Men, which is a big, big deal. And I'm deliberately not creating the empires right now because I don't want to have succession issues bigger than the ones that we already have. So that's fine. Blogda will create and go to this gentleman. He actually needs to be converted. We'll see if he's interested. Duchy of Chudia. That will go right up over here. There we go. He doesn't need to be converted. Correct? Correct. Just wanted to double check that. Valois. And that will go right over. Actually, that goes to the King of West Francia. There you go, buddy. He's now very happy with us. Excellent. The Duchy of Flanders. Create that, and that goes to this count, who actually does need conversion. He'll gain a bunch of opinion of us, and we'll try it. He probably won't convert. It's not actually that big of a deal because he doesn't report to us directly, so that's okay. We'll grant titles to this guy. And the Duchy of Bar. This is a lot. But we need a lot of prestige, so we're going to work that up for sure. How are we doing on that anyway? We're doing okay. We're definitely going to run out of gold pretty soon, though. The Duchy of Orleans, and that will go to this gentleman. Fantastic. Kutal. And that goes to this already a duke. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Okay. We're very close to running out of cash on this project, but that's probably good. Like, this has been pretty lengthy already. As I said, if I had remembered that I needed to do this, I probably would have done it off camera. Probably should have happened, because this is just kind of busy work at this point, and so I do apologize for that. In future, we're probably going to do this off camera, because it's pretty mindless. So we'll create this title, and that will go to this lady over here. Excellent. Whoa. We're out of duchies. Well, okay then. I guess that's that. We are most of the way towards living legend. He wants a hook. He's not our vassal, so I actually accept that. He would not. Sure. Okay, so we're raising up our troops here. It's going to be a while before they arrive, although probably not actually 16 months. We do see 5,700 over here, so we're going to raise a few levy troops, but we don't want very many at all over here. Somewhere around 6k would be plenty. And we're going to have them move out over this way, I think. Actually, supply limits will be fine at 6k. No worries there. So we're going to stop those gathering. And we're just going to chill. Okay. So we can see here that we have our combat force done. This is not our siege force. This is just our combat force. So we're going to do that, and we're going to continue gathering. Eventually, our siege force will show up. But they got stack wiped in the last war, so yeah, it's going to be a bit, to be sure. It is certainly going to be a bit. Now, we are still 3 direct vassals above our vassal limit, which is rude. But that's mostly due to, like, these duchies over here. We need to get this kingdom away. And if we want to usurp the kingdom, then we're going to need to actually kick them fully out of this de jure area. Because they consider our faith hostile, which is rude. But that's what they do. Huh. This war ended, and they didn't take the territory. They white pieced? Very strange indeed. Regardless, we did get some captures there, and we're going to walk over and start slow sieging. We're not going to be above our supply limit, so we're not going to take too much attrition over here. We'll take some, because we're sieging. And that's going to be 6 years. Yeah, that's going to take some time. That's okay. We could probably split this if we wanted to. And have these guys come over here. We did stack wipe that force, so it'll take some time for them to be able to raise it back up. We want this guy's opinion of us to continue to come up. And we want that tyrant modifier. This here, we want that to go away. Not fully necessarily, but it's going to just slip away over time, and that should be good. This is going to be 16 months over here and 4 years at this point. Do we have a siege leader in here? We absolutely need a siege leader on this particular siege. So let's go ahead and look for one. Although we were kind of low on those last time we looked through one. So far, no luck on this. Here's one. He'll do. Fantastic. May you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. Okay, so we've got this guy as well. I mean, once again, we'd love to have a siege leader here, but we just don't have one. I mean, there's this guy. But he's at an activity already. So there's that. Okay. So that's all well and good. We are working our way towards Living Legend, of course. We can make Empire titles, but I'm deliberately not doing that because I don't want them to be given away in the High Partition. Although we should maybe check to see if Empire titles would be lost from High Partition. But I think it would. Fairly certain that it would. This guy owes us a favor. He wants us to just forget about the favor. He's our vassal. We're going to modify his feudal contract. Give us those sweet, sweet feudal levies. Oh, his obligations have already been changed? In that case, I'm actually going to forgive the favor. Since his obligations have already been changed, I think that's okay. We can't change them again. So that's fine. We can definitely see that our vassals have been busy cleaning things up over here, and that's fantastic. We don't have anything up on England just yet. But we definitely want to continue cleaning up the Scandinavian region. That's going to be a thing for sure. Okay, they're raising troops. However, how many can they actually raise? 3466. That's not enough to defeat either of these armies. So I'm not entirely sure what their plan is here. But we're going to raise a few additional levies of our own. They're walking up over here. Now, this guy's only a skill 4. But we can put this guy in. He's freed up now. Boom. That will help a lot. We win. Okay. That's a very, very easy victory for us. I kind of doubt it'll stack wipe, but that's okay. We're going to move these guys in over this way as a kind of reinforcement to replace any soldiers lost there. We'll imprison that Khan, keep him out of trouble. Oh, we actually captured their leader. So that's the end of the war. Cool. We'll enforce those demands and disband the troops. This, of course, will need to be handed out. Excellent. Okay. So, I mean, we're going to need to continue carving away at this. No doubt about that one. But we also need to create the duchy over here. So that is this duchy here. We'll create that, and that de jure goes to this gentleman, and we'll grant that title. Perfect. So we're 5 direct vassals above again. 3 of those are these duchies. And there's also this duchy over here in Sinhala. So that's a thing as well. I would like to declare war on this gentleman. These duchies are going to be not super efficient. But, I mean, he only has the 2 remaining, so that should, in theory, be fine. Now, we don't yet have back our mangonels. Like, they were still, like, 19 months away. So we may actually want to hold off on declaring war for a little bit here. And let our mangonels get ready to go. How are we doing on trebuchets anyway? 12 years away? Okay. And hoardings are also 12 years. Okay. Honestly, I don't care about these raiders. Mangonels are such a big portion of our war strategy that I definitely feel like we need to wait for that. So if we were going to raise our men-at-arms here, we can see that it's going to be 9 months, including a delay of 5 months due to the soldiers returning home from recently disbanding. So we need to wait like 5 months, and I think that's okay. We can grab Administrator, and we may as well. There we go. And that actually allows us to get another domain limit. So that is great, and we want to come up here to our capital. And we're going to see if we can imprison this guy. This is an act of tyranny. So we're going to lose 40 tyranny opinion here. Half of our previous tyranny opinion has already dropped. Or almost half. I think I'm comfortable with this. Okay, so this guy's now imprisoned, and we are going to revoke his title. This is another act of tyranny, but we want to get this away from him. Beautiful. Okay, so that's going to be net minus 40 to the opinion of everyone in the realm that reports to us. Like, Lithuania, minus 68. We knew that was going to be the case. Now the question is, what does that do to factionalism? And I think the answer is not a whole lot. As long as we don't ransom, which we are not interested in. Not interested in that at all. So that's good. And I do want to declare this war down here fairly soon. How are we doing on that? Now is a delay of 14 months due to soldiers returning home from recently disbanding. Okay, cool. So 18 total months to raise our men-at-arms. Some of that is going to be a night. I think that 5 months was the correct amount. So I think that it's going to be more along the lines of returning home in like 3 months. So when this is 10 months, I think that we can get a reasonable raise time. No one gets ransoms, especially not the Pope. The Pope was trying to ransom himself. How rude. I'd like to get India finally cleaned up, and we're definitely going to go after Sweden very, very soon here. Now, we do have a kingdom conquest, that we could do against, like, the Byzantine Empire. The Kingdom of Bavaria is probably not a great option for this. The Anointed Kingdom of Romagna, gross. Kingdom of Italy, hard pass on that. This Khanate, no. 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 Bohemia, no. Hungary, probably not. I mean, that's okay. That's not a terrible one, actually. Moldavia, no. Wallachia, no. Georgia, probably not. Great Moravia, no. Croatia, probably not. Serbia, no. Bulgaria is not a bad option, except that this is, you know, all located internal in his borders. Armenia's, again, not a terrible option. We have good choices here, and I think the Byzantine Empire is the one that we go after for the kingdom invasion. So that is definitely something that is going to be interesting to go after. And then, of course, we can continue to go after some of these duchy tier realms over here, like Yeresan. But for now, we're going to go down here. So let's go ahead, and I think we can declare this at this point. We're going to do something like this. We'll declare that, and then we're going to raise our men-at-arms. And we're going to raise a few levy troops. How many levy troops? Not that many, in all honesty. Got like 3,000. So we're going to need like 5k. Not a big deal. 4,000 and 5,000. Okay, we're going to walk down over here. Just to keep an eye on what he's going to do. Do we have leadership? We do. He decided not to do this. Fair enough. We're going to walk in over here. And from there, we should be able to see everything that he's doing. Ah, look at this. He's catchable here. Do we want to catch him? It's a good question. That's not advantage in forest. We could put this guy in charge, but that actually makes it worse. Indeed, that makes it worse. Okay. Well, we are going to have our men-at-arms ready to go quite soon. So I think we take this and we can reinforce it with our men-at-arms if necessary. Our men-at-arms are going to be here in like 5 days, so... Yeah, you can see they have the advantage to start with, but here comes our men-at-arms. We're hoping... Oh, okay. That's a rather large force. They're going to walk in here for sure. We're going to need to raise additional reinforcements. I didn't expect that he would bring in an ally that quickly. That's okay. That's a miscalculation on my part. We're just going to back off over here, and we're going to retreat. That's fine. All we need to do is raise up more troops. It's not the end of the world. We're out of there. And we're retreating over here. We're raising up levies. And let's see what he wants to do here. He's on his way up-ish. Okay. We're going to want to back off here. It was definitely a miscalculation on my part. But this is fine. We're not going to have a problem here. We're going to back off. Raise up a few additional troops over here. Although I was hoping we'd see some by now. In all honesty. There they go. He's stopping the siege. That's actually a huge mistake on his part. So this is enough troops. And we're just going to wait for these guys to finish their retreat and turn around. This is not a very bad retreat, in all honesty here. He is sieging this fairly quickly, but we can take it back. No problem. This is plenty of troops at this point. I was just not expecting the extra, like, 6k troops. Entirely my own fault. So in we go. He's going to finish this siege, but I think that we catch him before he leaves. Oh, actually, he left before he finished the siege. That's great for us. We're going to continue chasing him down over this way. No problem whatsoever here. Okay, he's running over here. We may be able to catch him by cutting him off this way. Maybe. Yes, we catch him here. Beautiful. This battle we absolutely win. There we go. No problem whatsoever. Now the question is, do we siege here? This is not part of the war goal. We stack wiped him. 6 months? Okay, I'm going to take the mangonels and these levy troops and leave like that many of them there. Then we're going to walk over this way. We're going to split this force, and these guys, they're going to come over to here. And these guys are going to come over to here and just start slow sieging. There we go. Sounds good, and then these guys will just work their way down and just work in like a crescent shape there. That'll be fine. So 6 months left on that siege. We don't have a siege leader here, and we should. siege leader here as well if we've got one. I know that there's that skill 4 siege leader, so we'll put him in there. And then this guy. Do we have a siege leader? The answer is no. So, okay, this guy will just keep in charge here. Sounds good to me. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will finish up this war, which is pretty much already over. They just don't know it yet. And we will possibly think about a big war against the Byzantine Empire. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.